Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today, celebrate this thing called makeup. So stupid. Hello, my friend. It is so great to be back. We took the week off last week, but we are back with lots and lots of news, including the news that I'm most excited about, and it's the Prince Estate and Urban Decay collection. We're going to talk all about that. It's very controversial for a couple of different reasons. Also, Kylie Cosmetics is acting super, super weird on social media. We'll talk about that. And CVS has tapped in to the power and amazingness of Nyma Tang. We'll talk about that. If you are interested in any of those stories or the many other stories I have to tell you today, hang tight. We're getting into it right now. All right, let's just go ahead and get started with the one I'm most excited about, which is the Prince and Urban Decay collection. Now, I tweeted this out and people underneath my tweet of this article were a little concerned about whether or not Prince would have approved of this collaboration. Back a while ago, there was a Basquiat collection done by Urban Decay and people were saying that he probably wouldn't have liked that, and they're kind of comparing these two collaborations. But this is in collaboration with the Prince Foundation and people who knew Prince for a very, very long time. The creative director of Prince's estate is actually the creative director for the collection. His name is Trevor Guy, and then there's two other people that are from the estate that worked on this collection with Urban Decay to try to do it justice. As far as the advertising of it, they say it's going to be super rare, so I don't know what that means, super rare. Like, how many is super rare? Are we talking 100? Are we talking 1,000? What are we talking? But it is launching on May 27th. Co-founder of Urban Decay, her name is Wendy, she said, "We did our best to reflect his energy on a deeper level." For me personally, I have been a huge Prince fan since I was a kid. I used to roller skate around my basement to She's Got the Look, and I thought I was so hot. She's got the look, like roller skating, swinging around this pole we had in our unfinished basement. I just would do that for hours and multiple days. This wasn't a one-day thing. Anyway, my point is I love Prince. So I am personally looking forward to the collection, and it puts my mind at ease that this is done in collaboration with people that he actually knew. So hopefully they do it justice. I think that they will. I don't think that everybody's going to be happy. Like, no matter what, there's going to be people that are upset. There are going to be people that are going to say that it's not enough, that it wasn't a good enough tribute. But I have hope. I have hope. Sometimes I have a little bit too much hope, but I have hope for this collection. All right, so Kylie Cosmetics is being super weird. It kind of reminds me of a few weeks ago, I guess maybe a month ago at this point, when KVD Vegan Beauty went dark on their social medias and they just had like one image up. Kylie's now done the same thing where it's just one photo of her and their website is like shut down and it's got the same message that there's something coming soon, and it's like, what the heck is happening? A bunch of their products are on sale over at Ulta. I think the concealer's on sale for like $5 or something crazy. But what's interesting is Kylie's skin seems to be completely unaffected. All of their socials are exactly the same. It's just Kylie Cosmetics that seems to be going through some kind of transition. There's been some scandal surrounding Kylie for a while in misrepresentation of how much Kylie Cosmetics is worth, how much Kylie Jenner is worth as a brand in general. I think she was set as a billionaire, but then they found out she misrepresented some of her figures and she was taken off of the Forbes list of billionaires. So maybe Kylie Cosmetics isn't doing well, and this is kind of like that jump start, you know? They're just taking the jumper cables and trying to Kylie Cosmetics back to life. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. This next story I think is really important, and I think it's important because I think other brands need to do this as well, especially if you want a wide customer base. CVS is tapping into Nyma Tang as specifically their first inclusivity consultant. So what does that mean? She is going to be an ongoing counsel and have discussions with CVS executives discussing pathways to enhance diversity in products, brand selection, and marketing. She's also going to be doing monthly workshops with CVS beauty teams to inform marketing choices. She's also going to give them guidance around selecting new Black-owned beauty brands, and they're also starting a new thing called CVS Beauty X Nyma Tang Masterclass, and she's going to spotlight industry and talent leaders within the beauty space. So I'm wondering how this is going to work. Is she picking influencers to work with, or people that she's finding on Instagram? Is it going to be education education-based? Because it is called a masterclass, so you would think they would be, you know, education-based. So is she working with makeup artists and kind of teaching people how to use the products that are available at CVS? That's what it kind of sounds like to me. When Sharon Shooter of Oma Beauty started Pull Up or Shut Up, it was exposed that a lot of brands just aren't inclusive in their upper management. So how do you represent people that are your customers without having any representation of those customers in the upper levels and not even consulting anybody that represents those groups? So I think this is really a smart move of CVS to make sure that they're taking care of all of their customers, not just the ones that are represented by the people at the top levels. It's so important for brands to take into consideration the different types of customers that they're marketing to. And having someone like Nyma, who is so experienced in the space and has such a unique perspective as an influencer, and of course as a Black woman, that she is going to be able to really give some insight into these things in order to make sure they are taking care of their Black customers and marketing appropriately. I'm really looking forward to seeing where this goes, and I'm hoping more companies follow suit. In celebrities launching cosmetic lines this week, because there's always seems to be a new one every single week, we have tennis champion Naomi Osaka, and she is launching a skincare line specifically targeted at people of color. The skincare line is called Kinlo, and it is a tribute to her Japanese and Haitian heritage. Kin means gold in Japanese, and lo means gold in Haitian Creole. The hashtag for the brand is Stay Golden, so that fits pretty well. It is launching in fall of 2021. There's 5 products, 2 tinted face lotions. One is an SPF 40 and the other one is an SPF 50. They say it's marketed for activity, but I would imagine it's like a sport version. And then there is a body spray, a lip balm, and an eye cream. She says she wanted to start her brand due to the lack of education regarding the need of SPF regardless of skin tone. So I will keep you posted when I hear more about this launch in the fall. I will make sure to put it in What's Up in Makeup. There have been quite a few fashion brands that are launching makeup lines. It just kind of makes sense to go into the makeup space if you're in the fashion space, especially if you have standalone stores. Most recently, Fashion Nova, and I think there was another one, but H&M did it a long time ago. I mean, there's been so many fashion brands. Now it's Zara who's starting their own cosmetic line, and it is a big one. It's a real big one. So there's 130 shades of product. It includes 6 different lip products, 4 different eye products, and 39 shades of nail polish. One thing that's kind of interesting about this, because Zara gets a bunch of crap about not being sustainable, they've tried to change that with their beauty line in that most of the products have a refillable design. I think it's like not the lip glosses and stuff like that, but anything that can be refilled is refillable. The prices range from about $8 to about $26, and refills start at about $5. The brand's marketing is focusing on inclusivity, eco-friendly packaging, and of course, more natural formulas, going with the natural cosmetics movement. Are you interested in Zara Makeup? I know from trying the Fashion Nova stuff, it was very hit and miss. I did get it in PR and I did a full video on it. It was definitely like, you could tell that they weren't makeup people making it. So I'm rooting for Zara. I hope they do a good job with it, but we'll just have to see. Unfortunately, not every makeup company has made it through the COVID-19 pandemic, and the latest victim is Dolce & Gabbana Beauty, who was owned by Shiseido. Technically, it's a partial termination because there's some red tape they have to get through in France, so they're getting rid of everything except for the French market, but they hope to dip out on France too by the end of 2021. It looks like what happened was Shiseido bought the licensing rights to use the Dolce & Gabbana name, and now Dolce & Gabbana is trying to get the rights to use their own name and continue the line when Shiseido drops them. So they could still be in production even through 2022. The licensing agreement that Shiseido signed was for the fragrance, the skincare, and the makeup, and that was back in 2016. And it's sad to see brands just not doing well, but I can see why they might want to dip out if it's not doing well. And I'm wondering, speaking of that, have you ever tried Dolce & Gabbana makeup or skincare? I know a lot of people are fans of their fragrances, but I've never tried any of their makeup stuff. Have you ever tried it? Is it good? Like, is it worth the price? I would love to know your thoughts. All right, we're already jumping into the product report, moving right along. Let's talk about some indie brands. I thought this product was very interesting. It's La La Land Cosmetics. It's their spring palette. It's $45. You get 56 eyeshadow shades, 4 highlighters, 2 blushes, and 2 setting powders. Packaging is really pretty on this. I love the prints in the blushes. Only thing is it looks like there might be some pretty close repetition in some of the shades. It would have been really cool to see some of the more natural shades that are not so warm. Maybe throw some cool tone shades in there instead of kind of being a little more repetitive with the warm shades. That's kind of what I would have liked to have seen. And also the mirror is really small. Like when you get a palette, do you even use the mirror? I don't use the mirrors in the palettes really. Like if I'm traveling, I usually have like a separate little mirror that I carry. I don't know. The mirror just looks really small. I'm just being nitpicky, but the palette itself looks absolutely beautiful. This one's kind of cool. It's a brand new brand called Empress Me, and this is their skin palette. They say they're celebrating skin tones from around the world with this palette, 24 shades in total. There's 14 mattes, there's 10 shimmers. Their first IG post was in March, and there is nothing, like zero, there's nothing on their website that you can buy. It's just kind of a picture of this palette. So I don't know, it's kind of like, there's no release date. They have like 10,000 followers on Instagram though. I'm pretty sure Trendmood had shouted them out. But yeah, it's just a little weird that they've been around since March and they have no products. I don't know, but they got 10,000 followers, so they must be doing something right? Y'all know I'm a sucker for glam light. For their packaging, I can't help it. It's so cute. Okay, Red Velvet Cake is my favorite. They're coming out with a red velvet cupcake palette. They just put the teaser up, so there isn't any information about what the inside of the palette looks like as far as film, like the time that I filmed this. But what they do have on there is that when you shake it, the little sprinkles move. And like, why am I such a child? Why do I want to buy it? Just so I can make the sprinkles move. I'm such a child, I swear. Speaking of being a child, the Berry M cheek pens. These remind me of childhood. They're multitude lip and cheek pens, and they're available in 3 color combinations. There's 4 interchangeable shades. They're only $5 each. Did you have crayons like this when you were a kid that stacked like that? It's just bringing me back to childhood. Now, we talked about this when this was announced, so I'm not gonna go in too deep on it, but launched this week, the Jaclyn Cosmetics Prep and Set. Selling out is not an indicator of how successful a launch was. I know people like to do that as a measure, but it really isn't, because it really just depends on how many they ordered. That's all that it is. It's the ratio of, you know, how many they ordered versus how many they sold. So if they over ordered, they're not going to sell out. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that's a good measure. But in case you were curious, the only things that sold out as far as when I filmed this was the under eye balm and then the light version of the palette. That was it. Everything else was still available. The lip products sold out much faster. I was looking on Trendmood's post about these where she had all of the shades swatched, and there were a lot of people complaining that the shade range didn't go deep enough, but when you looked at the pictures of the people that were complaining, they were all white people. So I would love my black and brown viewers if you have thoughts on the shade range. I'm gonna go ahead and put them up now, because that's really like who I would love to hear from when it comes to the shade range, whether you think that it's a issue or not. I mean, to just my eyes, it does not look like a very good shade range, but I would love to hear from people actually affected by that kind of shade range. All right, we have 3 different nail polish launches. We have Lights Lacquer, the Mojave Meadows Trio, $9.50 individually, $26 for the set, or you can get a $32 set with a sheet of floral nail stickers, and they are just so incredibly beautiful. Lights Lacquer does a fantastic job. This I thought was cool. People of Color Beauty nail polishes. I don't think we've ever talked about them on the channel. I wanted to highlight them. Their collections curated to complement the various shades of brown skin in mine on the first thought, not an afterthought, and they're now available at Kohl's. I don't think it's the full line. I think it's 9 if I remember correctly, but they're available at Kohl's if you're interested in those. And then Lil Yachty, who I have never heard of, has millions, 10 million followers, I think, on Instagram. I don't know. I've never heard of him, and I feel sad about that. But he just started a nail polish brand called Crete, and the packaging is so freaking cool. It's really neat. They look like they might even be like nail pens. They're all matte. It's gonna be 3 shades. There's a white, a gray, and a black, and it just looks super cool. There were a bunch of people asking questions next to the photos posted on Instagram, and they did answer a couple of them. One of them is that they do come with stickers. And the other one is that they will be available internationally, but multiple people asked about the price and that question was not answered. So I have a feeling they're gonna be pretty expensive. Speaking of pretty expensive, let's talk about the Chantecaille flower collection. Isn't this so pretty? Oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous. Just like everything Chantecaille is beautiful. The Perfect Blur finishing powder comes in 2 shades, $84. Oh my gosh. There's a cheek shade for $50 and a lip cheek for $48. Oh my gosh. Okay, Natasha Denona. Let's keep it high while we're here. Might as well. The Zendo palette, $65. It's interesting reading Twitter when Natasha Denona drops a product because you have the 2 camps. You have the, oh, Natasha Denona tried to trick people into buying stuff again, and the, oh my gosh, I need the Natasha Denona. There's always that dichotomy there on Twitter. It's kind of funny. It's launching on May 10th, and I'm so curious what you think of this. What do we think of this? Like, to me, if it was rearranged, I feel like it would just be a rainbow palette with neutrals. Like, that's kind of what it looks like to me. But, you know, I don't know. I think it's pretty, but I think the packaging is a little weird for this. This, I don't know how I feel about. I'm not sure if I'm freaked out by it or if I think it's cool. Jury's still out. Huda Beauty Glow Obsessions mini face palettes are $29 each. There's 3 shades. Her face just looks creepy to me. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, it kind of reminds me of the Manny MUA, the Lunar Beauty Life's a Drag palette where it just had his eyeballs on it. And like, I'm looking at it and I feel like Manny's just like staring at me. Like, I feel like Huda's just staring at me. Like, I don't want the person staring at me while I try to do my makeup. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just a little weird. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Moving over to the drugstore, Maybelline has a new tinted moisturizer. I believe it came out last week, but we didn't have a show last week. 76% natural origin ingredients, again, playing off of the natural beauty trend. 12-hour hydration. It's sold exclusively at Walmart. 14 shades, $7.98. It is nice to see an interesting new product from Maybelline. I do wish it had some SPF in it, but I know there's a bunch of red tape to get SPF in a product, but it would have been cool to see some SPF in it. And then, did you ever in your mind think, you know what? Makeup Revolution needs another brand. Apparently Makeup Revolution thinks they need another brand. This is called Relove by Revolution. And it's not just a little itty bitty, you know, offshoot brand with, you know, 10 products. They have 68 products. 68 products, not shades, 68 individual products. And this is what makes it different than their other lines, is that all of the products are $6 and under, which they've never done before. So I get where they're going. It makes sense. But at the same time, it's like, dude, that is so much production. That's a lot. That's a lot. Over at Sephora, just 2 things that stood out to me. The Bite Beauty Daycation Whipped Cream Blushes, 4 shades, $32 each. Somebody said they look like little peonies. I think they look like little boats. I don't really see the peony thing. I think they look like cute little boats. But this one picture though, I could see where they think the peony thing came in. But I think it's like, it looks like water squirting. Get your mind out of the gutter. Did you find them? Don't they kind of look like little boats?
No boat penises.
Little boat penises.
No penis boats.
Penis boats. Penis boats. We're gonna need a bigger boat. Then Fenty Beauty is coming out with a new eye brightener. I think that it actually did come out. It claims to blur, brighten, and hydrate. Really reminds me of the Milani one that I like, that from their citrus collection. 16 shades, $25 there. Oh, there's one more. I didn't highlight it properly. The Benefit Hoola Glow Shimmer Powder Bronzer, $30. It is limited edition and a Sephora exclusive. Makes sense to me to do a shimmery hoola. I'm curious to see what's gonna happen. I bet you if this sells well, they're gonna make it permanent. They're gonna say it was so popular, we're making it permanent. There's no way they're letting this go if this sells well. If it doesn't, they'll just say it was limited edition. And then over at Ulta, just one thing, kind of interesting, Benefit Forascope. Kind of a weird name. Blush and highlight palette, $36, 2 colorways, includes 2 full-size products and 2 minis. I think it's kind of cute. I mean, I'm used to seeing Benefit do those 6-pan bigger palettes, so it's nice to see a smaller version where you can get full-size products without having to get like a big, huge palette like that. So, I don't know, kind of cool. All right, PR or purchase product of the week. I did not buy anything this week, but I did get a lovely PR package from Kopari, and I have not tried anything. I did pump this on my hands right before I filmed, so I have, you know, a one-time use experience with this. This is the coconut body milk, and it honestly, it's I believe it's sunflower seed oil and coconut oil as the main ingredients in this, but it feels very cocoa buttery. It feels very thick. I thought as something called a body milk, it would be much thinner, but it's actually just like a thick moisturizer. Now this here, this is the coconut melt, and this is just a very expensive container of coconut oil. It's just a solid 100% organic coconut oil in a really pretty package. That's what exactly is happening here. This smells fabulous. I cannot wait to use this. This is the Tropical Glow Cleanser. Smells amazing. Ingredients look really nice on that. And then this I'm looking forward to trying because you know how much I love my natural deodorants. This is the deodorant that they have. It's a coconut oil base. They also have this. This is a face moisturizer. This is a coconut water moisturizer, and it's mostly for hydration. I didn't look at the ingredients of this, but I would imagine it's mostly like full of glycerin and humectants and things to pull water into your skin. This here is an eye balm, and it is, you know, just it's got caffeine in it and stuff to help with puffiness and things like that. And then 2 lip balms. This one does not have a tint to it. This one has a tint coming out that's the same color as the cap, but as soon as you rub it in, there's no tint to it at all. They both smell amazing. So I'm really looking forward to trying these products. I haven't really tried anything yet, but so far so good. This feels very hydrating on the skin. It's very thick though. That's really the only thing I can speak to, but I will keep you posted. I will probably bring at least one of these products back in favorites and fails countdown at the end of the month. Sales, just a few this week. Milani is having 25% off blushes and bronzers, but it does end today using code @FirstBlush. Isn't that cute? 70% off of the Masquerade palette over at Juvia's Place. Fabulous palette if you like bright colors. 25% off makeup and brush care at Sigma using code SPRINGSAVINGS, and that's all I got for you this week. And then we have our artist shout out of the week. This week we're gonna be talking about Janani. She is from France and she is ridiculously talented. Oh my gosh, check this out. Okay, this snake, like, are you kidding me? Like, it doesn't look real. And then you see the video that she has on there where it's like a rewind video. So like it starts off with her makeup off and then you see her like slowly putting the snake back on her face because it's like put in reverse or whatever, like putting the look back. Anyway, you get what I'm saying? And it's really cool like seeing how this like comes off. It's really neat, pretty insane. Number 2 is this look that I thought was cool. It's called Porcelain, and I personally especially love the flowers. I think the flowers are gorgeous and they're so delicate, and also the placement of the gold is just absolutely perfect. And then finally, this one just made me stop scrolling and smile. This was in celebration of her 10,000 follower milestone, and it's just, you know, it's just fun. It's just fun. And there's so many incredibly detailed, beautiful looks over there. I will put her Instagram down below in case you'd like to go over and follow her. And that, my friend, was what's up in makeup this week. I hope that you enjoyed the show. If you're new here, thank you so much for tuning in. Subscribe before you go so you don't miss next week's show. And of course, thank you so much, as always, to the What's Up in Makeup Facebook Hunters. Thank you so much for all of your submissions this week and last week. Thank you so much for taking the time to put those in our group. If you would like to join our group, it is a no chatter group. It's just a place to throw pictures into the group, and you get to kind of see things ahead of time too, which is kind of cool. Our chat today will be at 10 a.m. Eastern time. I know that it is Mother's Day in the US, but we're still gonna have our chat. We're still gonna hang out for a little while. But if you can't join us because you got stuff going on, no problem at all. You can always check out your subscription feed. It should be over there. And if you aren't subscribed, you can go over to my channel page and you can click on my videos and then click on the video titled Live Chat. Thank you so much again for watching What's Up in Makeup this week. I appreciate you and mad love to you. And I will see you in a video very, very soon.